Happy WrestleMania Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. We are here bright and early. Well, I guess it's early for some of us. You know, I know the man to my right has been smoking some meat and been up every hour. So
I'm very
Mr.
tired.
Cincinnati, how we doing?
You know what? Don't look at me in that tone of voice, okay? You're gonna be thanking me later when you taste this pulled pork. All right? It's I gotta say, this is my finest project yet. So yeah, I'm great, ready to go.
I do want to say it looks fantastic. I'm jealous, and I debated taking a road trip with the podcast son, but we got his father here as well from the Wrestling Junkies podcast dad. Acknowledge him. How you doing, my friend?
Well, before, pre-show, we talked about me moving a couch this morning. So what a great way to start WrestleMania weekend.
Our most important day on the wrestling calendar, and the wife's ready to get some stuff done around the house, I see.
The wife doesn't care. It's just another Saturday.
To us, it means more, damn it. But I'm not sure where the Great Brown Hope is. He was supposed to join us as well, so hopefully Alejandro will be trickling in late. I do know he lives on the West Coast, so it's 7:30 there. Maybe he's still sleeping. I would totally understand that. But yeah, get up. It's WrestleMania Saturday. We all got shit to do. And by shit, I mean we're going to watch wrestling, guys. But yes. A lot of good stuff going on at the network. This is episode 5 of the Main Event Mixer. Make sure you're following us on all socials at mainevent_net. And if you go to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com this weekend and use promo code MANIA, you could save 10% off of any Main Event merch. You can get a Wrestling Junkies tapestry, similar to the one I got right above here. And guys, I believe you guys have a discount code at your merch site, correct?
Yeah, it's same one, Mania, and I think it's $10 off, if I recall correctly.
Yes, $10 off. I don't know who approved that, but
yeah, I was gonna say you guys got a better deal going on.
Johnny Van Frank approved it, so he
did
talked
not.
to him.
No, yes, Johnny would have upcharged.
Yes, he did.
You know that.
Yeah, well, he was feeling benevolent today. All right.
Taco. It was probably Taco.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Well, boys, we have Stand and Deliver happening in an hour and a half. So before we get into the card and discuss who we think's going to win, we did get some news this morning, already starting off hot, that Julia is headed to NXT. She will report to the Performance Center after her scheduled dates upcoming. Guys, this is big news. One of the biggest free agents. I'm not too familiar with her work, so maybe you guys can, explain a little further about her, but I am excited nonetheless because I've heard good things. But how do we feel about this get for NXT?
Podcast Dad's had a rough day. I'm going to let him start.
I was going to let you start because I'm being polite today because it's WrestleMania. Okay.
Well, I appreciate that. I would like to point out that when we all got together on the Junkies podcast on Wednesday, I said I would like to see Julia show up at Stand and Deliver. So this is close enough. I'm going to count this as being right today. I think this is a great move. Much like I said earlier this week, main roster is already loaded. NXT is, while they're finally back to that black and gold glory, they're going to have some names that are going to be called up sooner than later. Roxanne Perez, is definitely bound at some point this year to make her main roster jump. So is Lyra Valkyria, I think. And as great as Nikita Lyons, Sol Ruka, Fallon Henley, Kiana James, as great as they are, I think they need somebody that has a little bit more experience that they can kind of mix it up with. I think that Julia would be a perfect foil for a lot of these women because of the experience that she has. Just while I'm not too familiar with her work, I mean, if you're cutting your teeth in Japan, that says enough already, regardless of the promotion. It's you're battle tested. I mean, when we look at like Will Ospreay, yeah, he's 30, but he also spent like the last 10 plus years in Japan. So that's a Japan 30. So there's some there's some miles on her, and she knows what she's doing. I think this is a great move.
Yeah, 31 years old, so right around that same age. Not super familiar with her work. I've seen a couple matches. She's really good. And like WWE had to get one of these big free agents, right? They had to get one. AEW can't have all of them, but it's going to be a boost to the women's division. NXT needed it. I don't know how long she's going to be in NXT. I don't know if she needs to be there very long to make a huge impact, but it's exciting. I mean, I can't wait for, the WWE PLE that's going to be in Japan, because it's going to happen with all the influx of all these stars coming, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to get that old school black and gold where we kind of just spot her in the crowd, and then they highlight it during liver, and the crowd goes insane, and we're off and running. We may get a couple more of those. Who knows? It's a big deal for WWE to finally get one of these big free agents, though.
Their women's division is something special. I mean, they got the next crop of talent in NXT. I watched WWE Next Gen. It looks like they have another influx of talent that's on the rise there as well. So this great women's division is only going to continue to get better here in the WWE, and Julia is a huge addition to that NXT locker room. I'm very excited to see it. But it looks like our good friend, the Great Brown Hope, has arrived. Alejandro,
what
how
up?
you doing, my friend?
Hey,
You already know, seltzer time, baby.
love it.
It's 7:30.
No, it's 7:35.
Oh, 7:35. My bad.
10 o'clock somewhere.
Love the attitude, my friend.
Cheers.
How are you feeling this morning,
Love it.
and how excited
Love it.
are you for WrestleMania Saturday?
Oh, I'm ready, man. It's like Christmas, but better.
Oh,
Way
yep.
better than Christmas.
Yes, it
You already
is.
know. What's up, fellas? How you
I
guys
don't know.
doing?
How we doing?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Happy to have you on.
Alejandro, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Julia's work? Did you see that
No.
she is headed to NXT?
Can't say I am, but I have seen all the stuff online. I've seen a couple of videos from Twitter and whatnot. But it's good to get somebody new, somebody different. It's going to shake things up, and looking forward to see what she does with the rest of the NXT women's roster, which is not a lot of females with wrestling backgrounds. So it's gonna help them elevate their talent, having to work with somebody that's experienced and knows the game, knows the business, and can teach them a thing or two, help them get accustomed to being wrestlers.
Hell yeah, that's a good point, man. The NIL program is running deep in NXT right now. They're just getting all those top athletes.
I like it. I love it.
Oh, I do too. I think it's working.
Create your own
For sure.
superstars. You don't get a bunch of guys that come in with egos and having a background that they feel they deserve certain things. So I think this is where you create stars. You humble them a little bit. They'll be all right. Look at guys like look at Bianca Belair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got that
Which
right.
is the biggest star they have.
Trick
Boba
Williams.
Fett.
is one of those.
Trick Williams.
Yeah.
There you go. So you mix them in with some guys that got experience, and they're gonna be all right. It's gonna work out.
Yeah, for sure. So, boys, I say we get into it. Let's get to Stand and Deliver. Since it's literally happening here in an hour and 20 minutes, we might as well get our predictions in while we can. Let's start off with the pre-show. I'm going to let the Great Brown Hope take this one first. We have Sean Spears, the chairman, taking on the lunatic Joe Gacy. I know that's not his nickname, but that's what I'm going to call him. Alejandro, what do we think about this one?
I don't know. I think that spot should have. I forgot that Dijak was on the card. I think Dijak should have gone a solo match. Sean Spears and Joe Gacy. I mean, it's good for the pre-show, but if they're trying to make their feud seem important, it shouldn't be on the pre-show. And then you've got Sean Spears that just came in from AEW, and so he's got like a brand new, sort of a bigger fan base now than what he had in NXT before. More people know who he is, but he should have come back as Ty Dillinger, go back to his NXT roots. NXT needs talent that isn't trying to bubble up and come up, trying to get over with the audience. This guy was already over with the audience before he left, so he would have come back as perfect 10. It would have been 10s all around.
It's hard to disagree. I think a lot of us would agree with you there. But who do you think is going to pick up the W here? Joe Gacy really hasn't been picking up many wins lately. Oh,
Joe Gacy needs to win. Sean Spears doesn't get hurt by it. There could be shenanigans. Dijak can get involved or not. But I think Joe Gacy needs to pull this one off. Needs to get the W here. Otherwise, everything he's done lately to get back into the spotlight, even as a solo competitor with a different persona, he needs a W. Bad.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to differ with you, though. I think I'm going with Sean Spears just because he recently returned to the WWE. I totally agree with you, though. I think the Ty Dillinger, just, that's what everybody in NXT is familiar with. So I think it would have worked a lot better than, going to Sean Spears. But, hey, he made himself a new name over there in AEW and on the independents for a little bit. So he wants to use it. Good for him. He reinvented himself. But Mr. Cincinnati, who we think's picking up the win here at the pre-show?
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of split the difference with you guys. I'm still going to go Sean Spears with the win. I don't think that this is the end of this story, though, and I think that that's what can benefit Joe Gacy is that I think there will probably be another match or two out of this. So I'm not overly concerned at a Joe Gacy loss here today because there's definitely an investment in this character and what he's doing as far as this kind of lunatic, the WWE version of an indie lunatic essentially is what they're doing with him, and it's working. So yeah, I'm going to say Spears for now, but Gacy, this isn't going to hurt him too bad because I think there's a couple more matches on the horizon for them.
Podcast that. What do we think?
Yeah, I'm not too high on Sean Spears. I think he should have came back as Ty Dillinger, as everyone here has said, except for Mr. Cincinnati, who thinks he shouldn't. But I don't get it. I don't get why he's back in NXT. I think he should have came back to the main roster if he's doing this, but that's besides the point. I still think he's going to win. He just came back. I don't know if you have him lose right away. I don't think Joe Gacy gets hurt by this. I think Joe Gacy's just going to have that crazy lunatic, I'm going to do whatever the heck I want, jump off roofs, throw chairs off roofs, have an asylum match with Dijak, get my eyes duct tape kind of thing, and nothing's going to hurt him. Like, he's just going to be okay. Either
like
way.
Friday night for me. What?
Oh, wow. Yeah. That sounds fun.
Top of the morning.
Sounds like fun.
Man, I was in bed at 10:30. Goodness. Good for you.
Oh, my weekends
but
are
over
crazy.
Yeah, you.
Not going in there today. Not today.
No, that's the OnlyFans episode. But Sean Spears and Joe Gacy, like, I think it'll be a fine kickoff match. Sean Spears will get the win. Joe Gacy won't be hurt either way.
All right, so we are all going with Sean Spears, except for the Great Brown Hope. He's going with Joe Gacy on the pre-show. We then go to the main card. We got 6-woman tag action, kind of thrown together last minute. You got Thea Hale, Fallon Henley,
right off the bat, piss break.
Yep, and taking on JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dane. Podcast Dad, I'll let you start this one off since you went last in the first.
Last first, yeah, that was good. I went last first. Yeah, no, it's again, I do not care about this match. I'm gonna be completely honest. I like some of the girls in it, but I do not care. It was thrown together. I would have much rather seen Thea Hale and JC Jane in a singles match to kind of showcase them. It just kind of feels like Henley, Jordan, James, and Dame were all just kind of shoehorned in, like, oh, we have nothing else, throw them in there, kind of thing where we want to get everybody on the card. It's WrestleMania weekend. Let's do that. I'm just like, I think it'll do well. I don't know how long this match will be, Eric. I don't know if you want to time it, but we can do that again like we did for, what was that, Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
It's just it's there. I feel like it was a match to get everybody on the card. As far as the winner, give me JC Jane's team, because I think eventually when we get to the Hale Jane singles match, you will want Thea Hale to win that. So let's give the heels some heat going into that match.
I hate how much sense that makes, because I was going to differ from you, and now I'm debating.
It's me.
You know what? I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with the baby faces: Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan. I don't know why. Like you, I don't care that much just because the build hasn't been that great. I care more about just what Thea Hale and JC Jane are doing specifically. But nonetheless, I'm going to go with the baby faces here. Great Brown Hope, who you got in this one?
You're going to like this. All right, so they're high on all these women. They see something in all of them. They want to build them. This is a chance for them to get them all on the show at the same time, as you guys mentioned. But you know who's not on the WrestleMania card? Nia Jax. Nia Jax is going to come out and whip all their asses and make a statement. Wow. Right when the show starts, so everybody sees, hey, I'm not on WrestleMania. I should be on the WrestleMania card. Nobody loses from that. Nobody looks bad from that. You know, I mean, they're all up and coming, and Nia Jax just shows up and says, these guys get a match and I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we may even get a match for Nia Jax on NXT. Somebody comes out and saves the day. I don't know, maybe Natalia? I can't think of anybody that would save the day, but
please no.
I mean, she's been on NXT the last couple of weeks. That's the only reason why I'm saying Natalia. Trust me, I don't want it either.
I would cheer more for Nia Jax than Natalia.
I just want it bad. But I mean, I could see Natalia saving the day. You're right. She could. Yeah. And then they just have a little squabble just to get the crowd going, get the crowd pumped up. I mean, it's just like you guys have mentioned. Not a lot of people know these female wrestlers. So, you know, it doesn't hurt them at all. And they're not going to go into this match excited. It's NXT Stand and Deliver. It's nice and early. Everyone's just waking up and getting ready for WrestleMania. Wake up when Nia Jax runs in and just squashes everybody. Just makes
She's
an
not
example.
Like most girls. I don't know
Yeah, exactly. You want to be on the main roster? This is what's coming for you. Nia Jax.
You know what? I don't know if
hate
it's
that.
likely. Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense, and I love it. I'll tell you that right now. Mr. Cincinnati, what are we thinking? I don't know if you're going to be able to top that.
I know that I can't. I'm probably in the minority here. I care about this match because I really just want this story to end. I did not. I was not. I didn't care for JC Jane kind of injecting herself into Chase U because it never felt authentic. And it's kind of because, I mean, when you see what she was doing with Toxic Attraction, it's like, okay, you were much better suited as a heel. This kind of like slow face turn that didn't last very long, just it didn't work. I think that the best thing that came out of this feud is the fact that they were able to get this merch calendar that kept selling out like crazy because of her idea to save Chase U. That was also just a stupid story that, okay, Andre Chase has a secret gambling problem that nobody knows about, and that's just kind of, that's the story that we're telling here.
Exactly.
And calendar sales save the university. Get out.
Yeah.
It's like their version of OnlyFans.
That's their their OnlyFans episode. It's
Maybe if they had Mandy Rose and Gigi Dolan in there too, you know, she recruited them. Hey, we're making a calendar. Maybe you could sell enough to save a university, but
Mandy's making enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Toxic Attraction.
But you're right. I mean, I don't remember JC Jane ever wearing a Chase U sweater or anything.
No, not once. Yeah, and it was just hard to buy. So, you know, if we get a follow-up singles match with them, fine, whatever. I'm gonna stick on the side of going babyface is winning here because, I mean, I think that should be the end of this story. Yeah, I saw that comment, and I'm trying so hard to ignore.
Does anybody know who Lawrence is? Any of you guys friends with
Lawrence? No.
Okay, I don't know who Lawrence is either. That comment was out of pocket. I'm not pulling it.
I just saw a flash real quick, and I'm like,
yeah.
Selling feet pics.
Did you give a pic, Mr. Cincinnati? I don't remember. I was distracted by the feet pics comment.
You would be.
Not like that.
I'm going to go with the baby faces, yeah.
Oh, it's WrestleMania Saturday.
The second match.
Stand and Deliver is happening in like an hour, guys. Can't wait.
It is, huh?
Here we go. Another matchup. I'm going to start with Mr. Cincinnati here. We got the Wolf Dogs. Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker, there it is, taking on Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Will we see new champions here, Mr. Cincinnati?
This is a tough one. This is one of those matches along with LA Knight and AJ Styles that it's just kind of either one of these teams could win, and I think it's believable. I'm going to go Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Braun's already headed to SmackDown. We know that that he's set there. This has been a great NXT run for Braun Breaker. I mean, they kept him down here longer to flesh out this heel persona, which has worked because he's been able to turn back into a babyface with a little bit more edge than he had when he was on top as NXT champion. So I think that they've done everything that they set out to do with him here in NXT. There's not much more that you could do other than a feud to end this with Corbin, but I mean, is anybody really clamoring to see that? I don't think so. So I'm going to say Axiom and Frazier.
Fair enough. Podcast Dad, do you agree with your co-host?
I've gone back and forth. I can't remember what I said on Wednesday. I think I said the Wolf Dogs on Wednesday, and then Thursday I commented on the mark that I would like to see Axiom and Frazier win, the Wolf Dogs debut after the Raw after Mania and win the tag titles from like an Awesome Truth. And I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Axiom Frazier for now, but I'm also going to get into a deeper point here that I want to present is I want the NXT tag division back. I'm tired of single stars just getting put together and winning titles. I'm tired of it. I want the tag team division back. Please bring me the tag division back. That's all I'm asking. Let's establish some tag teams down in NXT. If it's taking it off the Wolf Dogs to do that, I'm cool with that. But I want tag team wrestling back in NXT.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with you there. Great Brown Hope, what are we thinking here?
I forgot which show I brought it up on this week, but I brought up calling up Axiom and Frazier. I didn't get to, go into it. We're in the comments and stuff. Can't really talk about it. SmackDown's going to need more teams. If they split up the belts, they're going to need more teams. And who's on SmackDown? Pretty Deadly, Catch Republic. Yep. I don't have that list with me. But both rosters have very deep tag team divisions. And there's a lot of tag teams that are proven, have their reigns, or have had matches. But Axiom and Frazier are very, very fresh. You put them on the main roster. You give them a couple matches with New Catch Republic, a couple with New Day, Alpha Academy. You put them in with, what other teams we got? Pretty Deadly, as I mentioned before. Legado. Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. Yeah, exactly. Legado. So there's all kinds of teams for them to shine with. You don't split them up. Keep them as a team. You bring them up to SmackDown, give them a little bit more excitement for the show. And it gives Corbin something to do, because if you bring Corbin back into the main roster, where is he going to go? He's just going to get flushed right back down the card. And the card is deep. And that's just with Rocky, Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. The main event scene is crowded. There's nowhere for anybody else to go. So you keep Corbin on NXT. You keep Braun Breaker on SmackDown and NXT. More NXT than anything. And like a podcast that I mentioned, you bring back the tag division. You get a bunch of guys together that'll be people that try to get those belts off Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. And they make it difficult for everybody else to do so. But in the process, they get more tag wins. They bring more prestige to the NXT tag team titles. And you can even make it a main roster belt sooner or later, because they have been trying hard to push that as a third brand. And Braun Breaker could be the glue that makes that a third brand. He's established in NXT. He was in Black and Gold, NXT 2.0, the new NXT, and he was carrying that brand all by himself.
Yeah.
While guys like Grayson Waller went up.
Yeah.
Who else went up? Carmelo Hayes is on his way up. But you keep Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Braun Breaker as your big three on NXT. That's a brand. That's a brand right there.
And those are guys that people get behind for sure. They're main event players.
Exactly. So. And Trick Williams is going to be a star. Keep him on NXT. Keep him on NXT.
I'd like to point out one tag team that again, we're talking free agency again. No, let's just keep it. Let's just keep an open mind here. Don't do that. Just keep an open mind. That's all I'm asking. That's all that I'm asking. Open mind.
I don't know if they
clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
They don't.
I think they're more suited for an AEW. I'm just being just my opinion. I think they're more suited for an AEW. I don't know if they.
Yeah, but it's 17 years in. They've done everything under the sun already in TNA. Sometimes, I mean, some people just kind of want to see what that grass is like.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no, but we every time we have these free agents, we kind of like pick and choose. Like, if we're gonna talk about free agents, real quick. Sorry, OTM, I apologize. But like a Jay White probably should have gone to WWE, right? And Ospreay fits much better in AEW, and Okada probably fits better in AEW. I think Motor City Machine Guns would fit better in AEW.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm not a big fan of the Motor City Machine Guns. That might be a hot take.
How dare you?
I agree.
It's not me. It ain't.
I agree.
All right.
I'm
They're
not
boring.
an Alex Shelley
They're
guy.
very boring.
Let's go, Eric.
Can I swipe left on?
All right, Alejandro. High five down below.
Can I swipe left on you?
Where'd he go?
He'll be back eventually. I didn't give my pick, though. I am going with new tag team champions in this match. Initially, I thought the Wolf Dogs were going to win, but then I was like, well, Braun Breaker is technically a member of SmackDown, so eventually he's going to have to commit to the SmackDown brand. So I think you're going to see a couple guys here that are going to be making their way up to the main roster full-time after this Stand and Deliver. So might as well just give us new tag champs, even though I thought we would have been seeing the Wolf Dogs take on the Good Brothers. But hey, like Podcast Dad said early in the week, could be a better match, probably will be a better match, because you've seen what Braun Breaker can do with smaller guys in some of these matches in NXT.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a banger here for sure. So let's move on here to the North American title match. Big, meaty men bumping meat. Oba Femi, the champion, taking on Josh Briggs and the Twitter troll himself, Dijak. Podcast Dad, I'm going to let you bat lead off here for this one. Who is walking away with the North American Championship?
I'm going to say Dijak. I think Dijak gets the win. There's a reason this is a triple threat match. I think Dijak will pin Briggs, but I think the plan is going to be have something bigger for Obafemi. Like Dragunov is going to need a challenger after Stand and Deliver, make Obafemi heel. He knocks down the Dragon, and then boom, Ilya's to the main roster because they have big plans for Ilya. And Obafemi is just he's a star already. Eric, how many matches? He's had 15 matches.
If
right?
And I think we're probably being generous with that number televised.
It's
and
crazy.
He won the North American title in his 6th televised match.
Yeah,
so
like it's crazy just the presence.
Vince McMahon would have loved that guy.
Yeah,
it's crazy the presence that he has and just how good he is already.
That's scary.
Yeah, he doesn't need the North
22.
American title. He's 25. He doesn't need the North American title.
Is he really?
Yeah, his mom tweeted that out.
How old is Obafemi?
His mom tweeted that out. Gotta be
There
true.
you go.
Wow, his mom lied.
What's that say? Here, you want to do it again?
No. All right,
You
whatever.
making us do math? Come on.
Is that Wikipedia?
What is that? His mom tweeted it out.
He probably changed it himself, so he's right.
His mom tweeted. His mom.
How do we know when you say his mother tweeted it out? Are we sure that it's his mother?
Yeah, is that his shoot or his work
Yes,
mom?
it is his mom that tweeted that out. He
Could've been
confirmed. it.
Dijak
I mean,
pretending to be
And when you
mom.
say like mother, not like Shelton Benjamin's mother, like
No.
but like his actual
Like Buff
Oh,
Bagwell's mom.
Brodus Clay's mom.
No,
Shout out to
Wanna
Judy.
go
That Dark Side of the
Judy
Ring episode
Bagwell.
was fucking
Yes.
wild.
Judy. Anyway, everybody shut up. I'm trying to make a
Everybody,
point.
North American title match.
Dijak's gonna get it. He deserves it because he's done a lot for NXT as of late. Like the last year, he's been fantastic. Give him the run with the North American title. Oba, you're going to higher ground, go win the NXT title. Josh Briggs.
Yeah, I almost started singing higher there for a second. Sorry.
Wow.
Feel free to say.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. I thought
No,
between me and
that's
Mr. OTM, I didn't know you were gonna be the whitest.
Damn.
Happy WrestleMania Saturday. Great Brown Hope. Who we think's walking away with the North American title?
No one is talking about Brooks Jensen. Why?
That's
Because
true.
he stinks.
Ooh.
Wow.
No. We're talking about the story here. I mean, yes, he
Cost
stinks.
him.
I never thought Josh Briggs was all that either. But I don't know if you guys saw one of my last posts. I mentioned how Josh Briggs could be a potential challenger for Gunther one day because he's grown up, right?
No.
So Brooks Jensen's story lately has been that he's trying to grow up, so to speak.
No.
And he, challenged Obafemi. I mean, you got to go for the biggest guy on the roster. And no one's talking about Brooks Jensen. So Josh Briggs went around, pushed him around, talked all the shit, and then they get back together, which was kind of silly. But I think he's going to cost him the match, and Dijak's not going to win either. Dijak is the gatekeeper. He is the gatekeeper of NXT. He is going to be the guy that's right there when somebody wants next. He's always going to be there, and that role suits him perfectly. I don't want him on the main roster because if he's going to get lost in the shuffle too, there's nowhere in the mid card to go either. He might just end up against Gunther, might not even win. So you keep Dijak as that gatekeeper. You give him the NXT belt sooner or later against either Trick Williams or Ilya. But Obafemi walks away with the title. Brooks Jensen runs in, chair shots Briggs, chair shots Dijak, and he just walks away. And lets Obafemi take the pin.
Yeah.
And Obafemi, for shits and giggles, stacks him up. Let's go. Wins both guys.
Yeah,
Fair.
like
Okay.
Roman
You
at
know what I'm saying?
WrestleMania.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's WrestleMania weekend, baby.
Yeah.
Make
Come
a
on.
statement.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and
Cincinnati.
Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs have been on the roster a long time, and they've been working their way up slowly. But now they've made a name for themselves. I mean, I never appreciated Josh Briggs, and now I do. I see the potential that JBL saw in him for that tournament because I never thought him as a singles guy, and that got to his head. That got to Josh Briggs' head, and that should have been the tipping point to break him off from Brooks Jensen. But they're back together now, so to speak. But Brooks Jensen has to grow up, and this is how he grows up. Him versus Josh, Brooks wins.
Interesting. I could see it happening. We'll find out here in a little bit time. Mr. Cincinnati, what are you thinking for this one?
Yeah. So before I get into my pick, Alejandro, actually in my GM mode on 2K24, I actually have done a program between Gunther and Josh Briggs. So
Come on,
it's
let's
it's
go.
funny that you bring that up. It's
Perfect.
I had to work with the roster I drafted. All right, don't look at me in that tone of voice. All right, go move another couch.
I understand.
I like it.
But-
I like it.
But as far as my pick, I'm going to say Dijak. He has been a revelation since he returned to NXT, and the only reason I'm picking him is because he is the only member of Retribution to survive that creative in WWE, and he's still standing.
Reinvented himself.
That's all. That's good enough for me.
That's right. Mr. Slapjack.
R.I.P. to Slap.
I've never seen Dijak and Batman in the same room at the same time. Just saying. Get them out of here. They don't need to see this. Where is she?
Rachel. Yeah, I'm going with Dijak as well. I'm going to hop on the bandwagon here. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd like it to happen just because he's so organically over right now. And yeah, he's been grinding in NXT for a majority of his WWE tenure. So I don't think he's ever won gold in NXT either. So why not crown him here the biggest WrestleMania weekend of all time?
He never beat Keith Lee? What?
Nope.
Huh.
They had great matches.
Yeah, they had a few matches.
Never for gold though. No.
Shout out to Dominic Dijakovic, man. That guy was awesome. Before they messed him up, I liked him a lot.
Yeah,
he was right there. He was right fucking there.
Yeah.
R.I.P. We got 3 more matches though, guys. Women's championship.
I know. I was like, did he just say? He's still here.
Well, I mean, that name and that iteration of his character is dead.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Lyra Valkyria taking on Roxanne Perez. I'm going to start things off because I can do that. Roxanne Perez is going to walk away with the women's championship here. I love what we're seeing so far. I shouldn't say love because I like what we're seeing from Roxanne Perez so far. I just want to see a little bit more, and I think adding that title to this heel character is going to take that character to another level. So, Lyra Valkyria, fantastic run as a champion so far. Her beating Becky Lynch was phenomenal, but I think you just got to give it to Roxanne here because there's a lot more babyface challengers, I think, that could line up to face Roxanne other than the heels that we have to line up against Lyra. So, Mr. Cincinnati, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Roxanne gets the win here. I like that they are trying to flesh out her character and see what she can do as a heel before making any main roster move. I mean, I think we can all agree that she's ready for the main roster, but a lot like Braun Breaker, it's kind of okay, let's see what we have here if we do kind of, send her to the dark side, because that's the thing about the main roster is you've got to be prepared to do you have to be able to do everything. Face, heel, comedy, drama, doesn't matter. With the way that they're doing their storytelling now, you have to be able to add all of those aspects to it. So I am definitely on board for Team Roxanne here. I think that we're going to get a nice heel reign out of her. Lyra, at this point, I think if they wanted to bring her up, they could. I think that'd be a nice addition to the roster if they decided they wanted to. I'm not necessarily saying hot shot her into a world title scene just yet, but no, I think that she would fit very well.
All right, Podcast Dad, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I'm going to go Roxy as well. Eric said it best. Like, if you are considered a prodigy and kind of the future of the company, kind of like a Braun Breaker, you need to round out your character. They need to see you be a heel. We've seen her be face. We've seen her be a champion as a face. Now we need to see her be champion as a heel. And with the news of Julia coming in, you're going to want a heel champion to go against her. So I'm going to go Roxy.
Ooh, Julia and Roxanne Perez would feed families. I'd love to see that. All right, Alejandro, are you going to agree with everyone here, or are you going to be the one to stick with Lyra?
No, this is the perfect time to do a double turn. Perfect. Paxley comes out, and her and Valkyria just beat up Roxanne Perez. Fuck it. They just beat up Roxanne Perez for no reason.
Okay.
And she loses the match.
Yep.
Cora Jade comes down and helps her out. She doesn't have to do anything in the ring.
Yeah.
She can just run down and be like, hey, I got your back. I'm here for you. Like, they run away. Now it's them two. Because while Roxanne's heel run is, to me, it's been, it feels forced. She's a natural babyface.
Fair point.
And then if you do the double turn, now you have a face Cora Jade.
Face Cora Jade was not as good as heel Cora Jade.
Right.
Yeah.
But you put her with Roxanne Perez,
yeah,
and they're about to bring them up to the main roster sooner or later. They're right there. They've already teased it so many times. It's gonna happen. And this is
to play devil's advocate.
While everybody's watching, double turn.
Okay.
It's been a long time since they pulled one off. A successful one.
Just to play devil's advocate, and I'm not disagreeing, but you saying the Roxanne Perez heel turn kind of feels forced. Didn't we feel the same way about Braun's heel turn? It was a little forced, right? But it ended up working. So I think you want
to, but it's natural.
Maybe give her a little turn.
Natural. It's natural. Like
I don't.
Braun,
like
Braun you can see being a cocky douchebag. You can't see Roxanne being a douchebag.
Yeah, that's just Braun channeling Uncle Scott.
Yeah, exactly. It's natural. It's in his blood. It's in his veins.
Yeah, he's got the Steiner math. You're right.
Like Rock. Even as a heel, when she smiles, she looks like a baby face. You know what I mean? Like you can't make her look like a bad guy. You can try as hard as you want, and people love her too much. They like her. She's over with the crowd. She's heel, and they're still cheering for her. So
that's because those fickle NXT fans, when she was working babyface, were booing her, and now that she's the bad girl, they're cheering her again because it's the cool thing to do.
Exactly.
22 years
that's
old.
another thing. I hate those new
22.
crowds. Like they try real hard to take over the show. It's annoying.
The NXT crowds are not great. I'm just gonna say it.
Neither was the Hall of Fame crowd last night. Shut up.
It was
people.
a little, yeah.
Stop saying what. Stop the what chance.
Kill the what chance.
Oh.
God.
And
Mr. Tim froze
kill
right
the way
at the worst time. Stop the what chance, damn it.
Yeah, I agree.
No, for real.
Go buy a T-shirt at theonthemarkwrestlingpodcast.com. Stop the what chance.
Kill the what.
We all got our picks in for that one, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
Alrighty, we got two more here. This one for the NXT title. The Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, taking on Ilya Dragunov. I know I am not alone when I say I am not a fan of Tony D'Angelo challenging for Ilya Dragunov's title. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Don't want to take up too much time because we're already, inching close to stand and deliver as it is. I'm going to go with Ilya Dragunov to retain because Tony D'Angelo is a tag team guy and he does not deserve to dethrone Ilya Dragunov. Whoever wants to go can go. That's how pissed I am right now.
Podcast Dad, go.
So initially, I was like, okay, Tony D'Angelo is challenging. It's a new challenger. I was excited because that first promo he cut, it was like, you, Carmelo, Trick have been dominating the main event scene. It's time for a new face. I didn't hate it. And then the next couple weeks happened, and now I hate it. I think we said it best on Wednesday. And Eric, I'm going to run down your movie. They're trying to be the Godfather with Tony D'Angelo, and it's Casino. It's just not. It's not exactly what Casino? They were. It's not what they were.
Leave that movie a little. You know what? Okay.
Well, it wasn't there. It wasn't what they were looking for.
I'm listening. He's running down a Scorsese movie. You know what? Okay.
Oh, here he goes. He's getting cranky.
No,
he is getting cranky.
Crotchety, I would say. No, you know what? Okay, I'm tired. All right.
He gets mad when I'm right.
This man's
so
been smoking me.
He gets upset. But Ilya's gonna win. Tony's gonna move on. That's next.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Ilya wins. I think so. This could have been fixed in two ways. I agree that initial first promo was great. The fact that he had bought off Melo's security, great touch to add to that story. The problem, I think, was they came off of a tag team title loss, and he went right back to trying to be a singles star. There should have been a feud in between tag team title run and this world title match. There should have been a singles run there to reestablish him. Love the fact that they added Luca Crucifino to this group as kind of the consigliere because he's got a look there. Hey, he's got a law degree. So do I. I'm a fan. Okay.
I was laughing at Lawrence's comment.
Yeah, Lawrence said that Casino is a classic. I'm about to be upset.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you very much.
It's not better than The Godfather.
I never said that. I never said that it was.
Anybody.
I never said that it was. Why are you putting words in my mouth?
The Rugrats version of Godfather was more entertaining.
Then what?
I'm serious.
Then what?
Huh?
Then what? Are you saying The Godfather wasn't good?
It was boring as shit.
Oh boy.
And I love gangster movies.
I'm gonna let you off. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I watch too much wrestling, so my entertainment is way the fuck up here. It's got to be a certain thing. Like, and then I'll fall asleep to shit like that, and it's okay. But I love war movies. War movies are awesome, but mafia movies are just boring as shit.
Mr. Cincinnati, did you give us a pick for this one, Ernie?
Yeah, Ilya, hands down. This reign isn't over yet. He's got big plans on the main roster. I don't necessarily. I think that, and this is just me because I've already said on our show, Obafemi will be NXT champion by the end of the year. I think he's the guy that takes it off of Ilya. I know that we're going to get into our main event in a little bit, but quite frankly, neither one of those guys needs the title again in order to be something on the main roster. So I've said my 2 cents.
I don't know if we're going to get the podcast dad back.
He'll be back.
That's fine.
Hopefully soon.
He'll be
but
back.
Great
He's
Brown
screaming
Hope.
into a pillow right now. He'll be back. He'll be fine. We're just getting some spaghetti and meatballs. He'll be fine then.
The Don's finest. He probably gets.
Oh my God!
And that's how corny he is.
From day one, I always thought Tony D'Angelo was corny. The gimmick was corny. The whole mob thing is corny. It feels so forced. It's not natural. It's just not natural. I mean, you need guys that can pull that off naturally because that's who they are.
This last pre-tape they did, the final kind of face-off in that kind of very dimly lit restaurant, that was probably like that. I really enjoyed that person. Whatever. Okay, you can shake your head all you want. I'm just saying what my opinion was. Yeah, it was his second one. Yeah. Okay.
Right back.
Whatever.
A drink.
All right. Good for you. All right.
Remember, I got the look, so it's my third.
That makes sense. Yeah, if I got the look first thing in the morning, I probably would start drinking too.
Scary.
He ain't lying.
Podcast Dad, I don't think we got to get your pick on this one. Did
Oh
we?
no, it's Ilya. Come on.
Okay. All right. I think
I love The Godfather, but he's not. Come on, he's not winning.
Alejandro's going to get another cerveza over there. So we got the main event here, and then we're going to wrap things up. Don't forget to give us a follow. Here's all of our socials. The Pod on the Mark for OTM, at Junkies Pod for the Wrestling Junkies, and of course, the Great Brown Hope, who is pumping out blogs for us here at the network. What do you got, a Michelob over there?
No, that is White Claw cranberry.
Going the big boy today.
Yeah, look at that.
All right.
That's
The only
strong.
White Claws I'll drink.
That's strong. I like it.
It's not that
High noon or
White Claws
bust.
are a bad thing. They're just basic as shit. They don't even taste that good.
That is true. They are.
High noon's better.
What is it?
High noon's better.
I don't think I've. Oh, I have had High Noon. Yes.
Much better.
Vodka soda, right? Technically,
Yeah.
Isn't that what they are?
We talking about NXT still, or we're going alcohol?
No, we can talk about alcohol because I got some alcohol brands to plug. That's how I pay for this.
Cincy Light. That's where it's at, baby.
Yeah,
We gotta
okay,
get the
that's
OTM
fine.
brews out
Oh, you know what?
Some
If
OTM
anybody can
seltzers.
pull it off, I might be able to do it.
Oh.
You never know.
and some Bronson
All right,
weed,
all right.
baby.
It's some Bronson weed. Bronson weed 420.
You gotta do it. That's gotta be like a special edition shirt, like one time only. If you
On
don't buy it on
420.
420,
I'll release it
you're
on
not
420.
gonna get it.
Yep.
He's over in New Japan now. He's not in the company anymore.
Ooh, Bronson weed.
No, I'm saying Matt Riddle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care about Matt Riddle.
Hey,
Oh, wait.
Some of us do.
I'm liking the MLW run. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was mad when he beat Cassius Ohno. Like I saw the purpose for it, but it just
You
wasn't
were like,
right.
oh no.
Leave the dad jokes to me, pal.
Sorry. My apologies. We do got one more match, guys. We got to get to this. Like I said,
All right,
Stand
all right,
Delivered.
all right,
The
all right.
pre-show's probably starting here in like 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
Trick Williams taking on Carmelo Hayes, a wonderfully built feud here. These guys are going to tear the house down. The first African-American main event in WrestleMania weekend. So kudos to them. That's going to be an incredible moment for those
Hell yeah.
two. The story has been great, like I said, but I'll go to the Great Brown Hope here first. Who is walking away with the dub here in the main event of Stand and Deliver?
No contest. They
Whoa.
beat the shit out of each other, and eventually they both just like they hit something. They hit something at the same time when they're both just out of it, completely done. They've given everything they have, blood, sweat, tears, and they're done. I don't know, maybe something as simple as a double clothesline. They both run into each other and that's it. They're so worn out, so tired. They brought so much from going off the ropes. Because the thing about today's wrestlers, they've learned to run the ropes. Look at Braun Breaker. Look how much power he brings from running off the ropes. And a lot of guys have been trained to do that. You have to know how to run the ropes. And when you put in as much force as possible, it makes it believable. Something as simple as a clothesline. Looks like it hurts. So you got these guys that are worn out, beat to shit. They've gone through hell and back just to get the one up on the other guy, and they both hit a double clothesline. They both don't get back up.
So you definitely see this feud continuing on.
Oh, of course. Hell no. You got to give these guys 7 matches, and then they get back together. You know what I mean? After they beat the shit out of each other, they get back together. They're going to carry the NXT brand. I mean, you can put them on SmackDown, you can put them on Raw, and it's like I mentioned earlier, there's so many guys you could call up, but it's so stacked on each roster. This is their chance to make NXT the official third brand. They've been pushing at it. They've been working at it. This is their chance. They have the stars for it. The stars have literally aligned for that shit. You can send back Bronson Reed. You can send back Viking Raiders. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bronson Reed. You can send all these guys that have built credibility on Raw and SmackDown. Bronson Reed just won the Andre the Giant Memorial. So, I mean,
that was the most uneventful battle royal I think I've ever watched in my life.
They cut it off in the middle of the match. I hated that shit. They went to commercial when Omos got eliminated.
Yeah, it's like
that's the kind of thing you put on TV, especially with guys
he couldn't win eating contest this week though. So
I saw that. Fucking Omos. Omos Sapiens, rise! We are still here. We are still here.
Let him show his personality a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a Yeah, let him do that. Just
I brought that up when he had that match with Seth Rollins. He was talking shit like a motherfucker during that match. So you can tell he's getting comfortable. He's building his way up.
Yeah.
He's like Roman Reigns. He's getting to be himself now. And that's what happened with Seth Rollins. So
whoa.
Omos is there. He's coming. Personality Omos is coming.
Whoa. I've seen him wrestle too.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I've seen him wrestle too. It's not awesome.
Come on, the sky's the limit, baby. This is a new
I've seen worse.
era.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna let you die on that hill. I'm gonna go next. I don't care what the host says.
I'm gonna die in a hole, not in a hill.
That's fair. Mello and Trick, this is going to be fantastic. I am surprised that there's no stipulation attached to this match, but I think we're going to get more matches, so that's probably why they're going to start with the singles match. Give me Trick Williams. They're going to send the crowd home happy. Trick gets his big win, and then I think Mello's going to move on to the main roster. Trick's going to do a little bit more in NXT, and then eventually we will see Trick Williams, I think, trickle up to the main roster, probably continue this feud with Carmelo Hayes. And I mean, these guys are going to be like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Like, they're going to fight forever. So I will take Trick Williams in round 1, but we will see what the next couple rounds look like.
Mr. Cincinnati.
Yeah, so I don't know how many times I've made this comparison, but this is Triple H Shawn Michaels 2002. Trick gets this win here, even though it's not an unsanctioned street fight. I do think that Mello does something after the match that sets up the return, because if I'm Trick, I have no reason to fight you again. Much like if the shoe were on the other foot, Mello wins this match. He says, I have no reason to fight you again. I have done everything that I can do and that I want to do here in NXT. I'm headed to greener pastures. But Mello, because they've been playing the ego game of he cannot let Trick have anything for himself, even if it comes at his expense. And that's why I think Trick gets this win. Something happens post-match that sets up a return here. And I mean, a lot of this, I feel like, I won't necessarily call it booking on the fly, but they've been forced to not ignore crowd reactions for Trick Williams. When they were in Miami for SmackDown and he showed up, that was a bigger pop than anybody in management was expecting for him. So I think that has, probably fast-tracked some things for Trick Williams here. So let's he's white hot. Mello ain't going anywhere anytime soon, other than he's going to kill it on SmackDown. We know that for a fact, but this is a chance to create another megastar in Trick Williams and really, really ride that lightning. So give me Trick with the win. Mello's going to do something after the match to, sneak attack, something that, sets up that return with another much more physical round 2 later.
Great album, by the way. Ride the Lightning. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You picked up on that, didn't you? Kudos to you.
Oh, yeah. No, I did
my favorite album of all time. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, this is one of the matches I'm most looking forward to out of the entire WrestleMania weekend, just because of how, these two have been linked together ever since the start of their run in WWE, and like you said, Podcast Dad, I think they are going to fight forever, similarly to Ciampa and Gargano. These two are just destined to be, either together or against one another because they
They'll be
are
linked.
going to create some magic. Nonetheless, I'm going with Trick Williams to win. Like you said, feel good moment. WrestleMania weekend. We're going to get a few of them. Hopefully at the end of tonight, though.
Hopefully,
I
hopefully
like
we get a few of them.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
but tonight I don't think you're going to get many feel good moments. But I'm not going to say too much on that because we've already talked about WrestleMania plenty. But by the way, don't forget to check out the Wrestling Junkies podcast. They talked about WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver, all the good stuff happening on WrestleMania week. I have to wrap this up real quick because I got to go pick up some food before Stand and Deliver. So, Great Brown Hope. No, I'm too late, or I'm not that lazy. I'm gonna go get it.
Cheers, guys.
It's literally right down the road. But yeah, Great Brown Hope. Any final remarks before we sign off? Thanks for joining us once again.
Oh, of course, any fucking time. Come on, man. Is this final remarks or cheap plugs?
Both. Go for it.
All right. Check out Junkies podcast. Check out OTM Main Event Network. The Great Brown Hope just dropped keychains. Look out for those.
I want one. Fuck. All right.
Biggie Bone, baby. And shout out to Main Event Network for letting me do whatever I want to do on the blogs. And we'll talk some wrestling very soon. Check out the blogs.
That's right. Junkies, any final remarks before we enjoy our WrestleMania Saturday?
I think you just said it. Enjoy it. And let's have fun this weekend. Like if there's a match that you don't like and you get upset at the result, get over it. Let's have fun. It's WrestleMania weekend. Let's have fun. We love wrestling. Just enjoy what we watch. And if you don't like what we watch, don't be a dick online. Just type something out and then erase it. It's okay. Let's have fun. It's WrestleMania week. Everybody, please just have fun. Please.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, my friend. Well done.
Yeah.
I love life.
Only other thing I'll add, the Wrestling Junkies have created a bingo game for WrestleMania. If you need a little spice to your WrestleMania parties, we're going to have this at hours later today. Make a drinking game out of it for all we care. Just, again, have fun with it. Make it interactive. It's the biggest weekend of the year. Let's have a good time. Also, April 26th, Action Wrestling, Tyrone, Georgia, Landon Hale versus Mustafa Ali, sponsored by the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Follow us at Junkies Pod for updates. Tickets are on sale now.
All right.
And if you guys want to put your money where your mouth is, OTM is running a WrestleMania predictions contest. There's the link down below, bit.ly/WrestleMania40. Not only will you become the OTM PLE champion if you do win, you will win a free t-shirt of your choosing from the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com. So make sure you fill that out. Guys, it's Stand and Deliver time. WrestleMania Night 1 tonight. Let's have a blast.
Cheers, fellas.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Have fun, guys.
See you next
Wrestling
time.
fucking rules.